thought I heard one of my children calling me. This is Courtney with Squire Studio, Homestead, and Cut Flower Garden, and this is a September garden tour. Okay, so let's just jump right in. I'm gonna make this tour relatively quick because there's not a whole lot to see. Right now it's officially fall. It's the first week of fall, and a lot of what I'm doing in the garden is cleanup. I'm just pulling out a lot of the old, tired, and dead plants, and just direct sowing and transplanting a few things for the fall. So this is how the garden looks right now. And the newest addition is a sprinkler there, and I think one back there, and they're on an automatic timer. So I'm excited that we got these automatic timers because, as you may or may not know, I usually hand water everything in this garden, and it usually takes me about an hour. And I was hand watering anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week, so it's about 3 hours a week. Not too bad. But I was watering in the evening, and that's when the mosquitoes were starting to come out, and some evenings it was still really hot, or I was behind on making dinner, and so the 3 hours a week were just starting to really add up. So it's about 6 o'clock right now. This is later than I intended to do my garden tour, but it's okay because I feel like the lighting is good. But my sprinkler is set to come on at 6. So this garden tour is going to be a quick one, but like I said, there's not a whole lot going on. I just kind of wanted to do a full overview of how things are looking because I'm excited that I have grass back here. I feel like that's a feat in high desert New Mexico to have grass, and some of it's really nice. Some of it will need to get pulled up so that the grass that I prefer can spread. But I'm going to give you an overview from the opposite side of the garden and then just kind of point a few things out to you. Okay, so here's an overview from the opposite side. I was originally standing over there on the sidewalk. You can see there are some dead patches of grass because of uneven watering, but yeah, I'm really happy with how things are growing. And I'll just kind of point a few things out that I don't always show everything that's over here. But this is one of the pomegranate trees. The other one is over there. Then I have these 2 roselle plants. They're doing okay. I was hoping for next year to plant roselle all along this wall, and I still might do it. I'm just nervous that this wall is going to be too hot, and so their growth won't be as good as it could be. So I did hear one of my kids calling me. Yes, you can. Okay, so those are roselle, and you can see these are doing much better than the ones closer to the wall. These get morning, afternoon, and evening sun, and these get afternoon and evening sun. In the morning, it takes a while before the sun hits here because the sun rises from this direction, and so this brick wall actually shades them from the morning. That's my current bush. I didn't get any fruit from it this year, and its season is over, so it's starting to lose its leaves, but next year all these canes should be full of fruit. So that's the roselle bed again, and then that was one of my sunflower beds, and that one's, I've cut everything out of there pretty much, and I need to flip it, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to put there. Most likely I'll direct seed lettuce. Okay, so let's come over here and just take a look at these 10-foot beds. What are these? These are runner beans. They are sunset runner beans. And when they first came up, the pill bugs were having a field day eating the leaves, and I think they're finally starting to recover. I'm hoping I can get some beans by the end of October. Over here I have an okra that got knocked down during a windstorm, lots of weeds, and just the rest of the bed is cinnamon basil and lemon basil. I use those for bouquets. And then right behind it, you can see there's 3 more 10-foot beds. And I have the okra. I think this okra is done. This is the tallest I've ever had okra grow for me. Last year I planted it pretty late in the season and it didn't get this tall. But you can see, I think this is the growth tip here. You can see there's not much growing. So those were 3 okra plants right there. You can see an okra on the bottom of one. I have a couple gomphrena, more cinnamon basil right back there. These snapdragons. I'm actually going to leave these snapdragons in the ground. Some of them are looking a little bit worse for the wear, but I want to see if they'll perennialize for me. And I'm just going to continue filling it with more snapdragons. I have this space here at the edge of the bed, and I've learned that I can actually plant these a lot closer together than I thought. I think I planted these about 9 inches apart, but with the amount that I was cutting on them, I can definitely squeeze a few more in through here. There's a random okra plant right there. And you can see from this angle. Yeah, and you can see just the bits of weeds that I've pulled out and then just kind of thrown here in the grass to break down. There's one of my sprinklers. I planted here my last succession of sunflowers, and then behind that I have okra, and then interplanted between the okra some butter crunch lettuce. I have some celosia that I did not really cut much off of it because it didn't get as tall as it could. So what I'm going to do is just let it continue to grow out and then save the seed from it, because the seed was a little bit pricey. But yeah, I should get plenty of seed from those few plants. I'm probably just going to save the seed from those 3 right there. There's like a yellow one, a magenta, and then like a hot pink. Then I have a couple more okra growing right there. And then this is the front side of the roselle bed. We can take a closer look at the roselle. I was so excited to grow these. Some of them are ready to be harvested. I've harvested a couple batches, just like 4 or 5 here and there to make tea, and it's been very enjoyable. But I think this plant is so gorgeous. The hibiscus flowers are really pretty, and I definitely plan on saving seed from this because I want a lot more plants next year. There are my dahlias that are definitely ready for some cooler weather, and a marigold, another marigold that's on its last leg, and then those are my pumpkin on a stick that are about to be done for this season as well. I'm just going to pull those up. I have a few saved in the house for saving seeds, so those are just going to go in the compost pile. Okay, and then next to the celosia and okra bed was a zinnia and sunflower bed that I've officially finished cutting from. You can see the zinnias are looking really, really spent. So I've just left them there because the butterflies are still flocking to them during the day. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave them for now, but they'll probably come out within the next 2 weeks. And then I'm not sure what I'll put there yet. But let's take a look. I call these my market beds. This is where I was growing a lot of the vegetables whenever I was going to the farmer's market. And these beds are either 7 or 8 feet long. This one is longer, closer to 8 feet, and then those are closer to 7 feet. So there's not a whole lot going on here, but we can take a closer look. I transplanted some sweet peas here this past week. There was zucchini and zinnias growing here. Pulled all those out and got this cattle panel trellis up. And then there's snapdragons transplanted here. And then in between the snapdragons, I direct seeded some extra dwarf bok choy. Next to that, in this bed, I transplanted some broccoli. It is doing surprisingly well. I was nervous that it was going to get pretty sunburnt, but they hardened off better than I originally thought. And I did have this shade cloth over them for about 2 days. And then on this side, I direct seeded some French breakfast radish. And there's nothing direct seeded here. Once those are up, I'll direct seed more radishes there as a succession planting. And then this bed's looking really sad. I have sunflowers here, lilies were there, they've all been dug up. And then I had the pink banana squash there and there. I only got 2 squash, but they were a great size. One I sold and one I kept and turned into like almost like a chili, like a veggie chili. And the vines are still there, but the plants were harvested. I am gonna grow those again. The vines were really pretty when they were actually healthy. This is another pink banana squash vine. There may be 1 squash on that one, but the vine is very pretty. I'll probably need to plant them somewhere else next year. And then in this bed were zucchini. They were still producing well. I did not keep up with pruning them like I should have, so they didn't produce as well as they could have. I just ripped them up because we have so much zucchini. I'm having a hard time preserving it all. So I just decided to clean out this bed, top it up with more soil, and then I direct seeded some cosmos. So hopefully those come up within the next week. And then this is the next bed that I need to clean out. Again, not sure what I want to plant here yet. I want to do a lot of cool season flowers this upcoming year. So I want to do a lot of cool season flowers this upcoming spring. I've been having a hard time keeping up with my seedlings though. They've been growing inside. I have carnation, sweet William, more sweet peas, more snapdragons, but a lot of them have dampened off or dried out because I haven't been doing a good job taking care of them. There's been other priorities coming up, so I've let a lot of my seedlings kind of just taper off. So what I want to do is actually start just direct seeding stuff, because I think that'll save me a lot of headache, because I won't have to go water things by hand every day now that we have the sprinkler system. It actually sounds like it might rain. I just heard thunder. Gonna leave my sprinkler system on just in case it doesn't, or it's not enough, because I transplanted some seedlings today, lettuce and some snapdragons. I just want to make sure they have enough water to get through tomorrow. And then I'll show you guys this marigold bed that I put here on the edge. I can't remember if I was working on it last month or not. It's been slow, very, very slow. And as I suspected, the edges, bindweed is still coming up from the edges, but I'm just going to continue to pull it, and little by little. And then yeah, I'll show you guys what the marigold aisle is looking like. So here's the marigold aisle from this angle. You can see a couple of them have started blooming. The blooms are really small. And I definitely could have planted these closer together to get the look that I was going for. Some of them didn't make it, so there's some patchy spots in between, but this is my first year trying this, and I'm thinking next fall I'll know what to do. So I'll probably try again next fall. In the spring I'll probably maybe put snapdragons here, or maybe hollyhocks, and just have an aisle of hollyhocks. That would be awesome. But at the end, because I ran out of marigolds, I let a lot of my marigold seedlings die, even though I had like 100. So these are all my surviving marigold seedlings from the 100 that I started. I decided to just put snapdragons here because I had enough, and then I transplanted a eucalyptus right there. Since last month, I also harvested the watermelon that was there, and then there was another watermelon over there as well that I've harvested. We haven't eaten yet. I'll show you guys what's on these arch trellises back here, and then I think that's gonna wrap it up. I think it's close to the sprinkler coming on. Okay, so I'm just gonna point from afar. This was that pink banana squash plant I was telling you about. There's so many weeds over here. Oh. There goes the sprinkler. Okay, so the sprinkler is on. So I'm gonna just point out to you what's over there, and then that'll be it. Okay, so I need to actually turn the water pressure down a little bit, but There's the pink banana squash over there. There's a loofah, which is almost ready for harvest. And then that bed, everything is dead. There's nothing in that bed. And in that bed were a few extra dwarf bok choy. But yeah, there was lettuce and cucumbers over there, and those are done and dried up. I'm not sure what's gonna go over there either, but for my favorite, okay, the sprinkler went farther than I thought. But for my favorite gardening season, I have not planned it out super well, but that's okay. I'm gonna turn down the water on the sprinkler because it's shooting too high. So even though this is my favorite gardening season, I haven't planned it out super well. Just trying to, let's see. I'm still trying to work on my time management. You can see where the sprinkler got me. I'm still trying to work on my time management right now, so. But I'm gonna grow a lot of cool season stuff, and since last year I learned that I can grow stuff all year round. So even if I don't get anything but lettuce and mustard greens in the ground, it's gonna work out. And I'm definitely gonna grow mustard greens. That'll probably be direct seeded. I mean, it will be direct seeded. More lettuce, that'll be direct seeded. More French breakfast radishes, that'll be direct seeded. Maybe direct seed more broccoli, and then definitely more cool flowers. I have another round of sweet peas that look great, so I'll definitely be getting those in before it's too late, as well as the snapdragons. Still trying to figure out my water. Okay, that's too low. Okay. So that's how things are looking in the September garden. I'm excited to come back to show you guys the October garden. I think I'm going to end up planting the sweet peas on the arch trellis. I have enough to plant on the arch trellis and plant on another cattle panel in one of the market beds. But it'll just be a matter of time until I can get it done. So stay tuned. I'm excited to show you guys the October garden. I don't know if the sweet peas will actually climb all the way over the arch, but I'm excited to see how they do end up growing. And this is my first time growing sweet peas. I always hear about how great the fragrance is, so I'm looking forward to experiencing that. And yeah, I will catch you guys in a month because I still haven't figured out how to be able to do more than one video a month. So until next time, keep learning and keep growing. Thanks for watching.